What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV, back at it again with another banger, my friends. Y'all know the vibes. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
We have seen how South Carolina came out after that UCLA loss, and they sent a statement to the SEC, beating the brakes off Florida Gators, man. The Kit Sister Bowl, of course, we know Kylie red shirt, not literally the Kit's Bowl, but both sisters were on the floor, not on the floor tonight, but in the arena, I should say, because Kylie's red shirt. But, man, they put on a show. Chloe Kit spanked Little Sister Squad. Joyce Edwards. I mean, we see the recipe. She is the go-to scorer for this team. Extra crispy finger licking, man. It was no BS today. They got Joyce Edwards the ball. They went inside and they did what works. The defense was absolutely locked down. I mean, Florida was getting pressed out of their minds. The ball pressure, the blocks, the switches, the ball pressure. It was intense, man. This was the type of game where Don Staley, South Carolina, had to come out, shake off that loss, quiet down the noise, and punch somebody in the mouth. This was a violent game. Like, and not saying violent in a bad way. I'm just saying violent as they had that mad mentality. Like, South Carolina came out about their business and took no prisoners. Like, they had to remind us who they was. It felt like they had to get their swagger back a little bit, and they was not playing around with Florida, bro. Like, this is the type of response you want to see from the defending national champions. South Carolina picked up an impressive win. Almost beat them women by 40, y'all. 101-63. Came out in the first quarter, smacked them in the mouth, was up almost 20 after the first quarter, and it was all she wrote. South Carolina from the jump ball outclassed Florida. They beat on the little freshmen, let them know, yo, look, this is not nothing to play with over here. South Carolina, 46.2% from the field, 8 of 25 from 3. They got to the line, shot 21 of 22 free throws, 95% for a team. You love to see it dominating the glass, especially on the defensive rebounds. Out-rebounded Florida 34-24 on the glass defensively, 53-41 overall. And the ball movement, this was probably the best offensive showing we've seen from South Carolina, man, as a team. 23 assists on the night for this squad. Multiple double-digit scores. Joyce Edwards leads the way with 28 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. They fed her the ball, and she went off. Joyce Edwards has proven she is the go-to player. Like, if they need a closer, if they need a bucket, if they have to throw it down to somebody, Joyce Edwards is ready to be that one straight up, and they made a huge effort to get her touches today, and she delivered, man. She showed the complete game, putting it on the floor, shooting the mid-range, getting down low and establishing position, finishing through contact, finishing contested shots. Like, Joyce Edwards will be the best college basketball player in the world one day, and I'm stamping her with Don Staley as well. Tina Powell came out shooting the rock lights out in the first half, finished with 14 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds. Sanaya Fagan, 10 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds for her. Raven Johnson, another stat sheet stuffing game, 7 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds. I love what we saw from Malaysia Fulwiley, 13 points off the bench. Maddie McDaniel had some valuable minutes in there as well. Chloe Kitts, 5 points, 5 assists, 12 rebounds. And I will say they let Florida, they took the pedal off the gas a little bit in the third. Florida went on that 8-0 run. Runs happen. Chloe Kitts was pulled out of the game, and Don Staley was getting on her rump. It didn't look like Chloe was interested in anything. Coach was staying, no eye contact, not even looking at her. So we'll see if anything is spoken on that. But just as a team and seeing the rise of Joyce Edwards getting back, like when they get the ball inside to Sanaya Fagan, to Kitts, to Joyce Edwards, good things happen. It opens up the floor for everybody. I think they were more patient. They were more aggressive. They came out angry for this contest. They heard all the noise in the headlines, on the news, in the media, on social media, people YouTube and people talking, just reactions, man. And they came out and they could have had a sluggish start. They could have felt sorry for themselves. They came out and flexed and fired a shot throughout the whole SEC, man. If you're South Carolina and you're a fan, this is the type of response you wanted to see from this team. Absolutely stellar performance. One of their best offensive games that we have seen this season. Like, salute to South Carolina. And I know they were feeling the effects of that Texas loss, man, but they didn't let them slow it down. South Carolina sent the shot, but Texas, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Texas sent a bigger shot, dubbing Kentucky tonight in a top 10 matchup, man. Oldacre continues to be a serious issue in the SEC. Like, she was giving Kentucky work on both ends of the floor. Madison Booker was getting it done. Rory Harmon completely locked up Georgia Moore, was making her they did a good job of taking the ball out of Georgia Moore's hands, running the shooters off the three-point line, and just really pressing this team and getting them uncomfortable, man. Kentucky's a team that likes to space, pace, and shoot a lot of threes, and Texas was not having none of that tonight. And it's crazy because this game was pretty close even going into the halftime. Picked up the dub 67-49. Pretty much it feels like eliminating Kentucky. The way these two, Texas and South Carolina, are playing, eliminate Kentucky from being one of those top seeds in the SEC tournament. As far as not even that, but just winning the SEC regular season title, I should say, because the Ole Miss loss hurts. They lose 2 straight, get beat by Texas. Texas really dominated this game, man. They're still probably the worst three-point shooting team in the country. Went 1 of 12 tonight, but the defense was really on point. I think they did a really good job of, one, playing bully ball on the glass, out-rebounding Kentucky 48-33, limiting ball movement and really creating tough shots. Kentucky averages almost 20 assists a game. They only had 8 tonight. Like, Texas did a really good job of forcing turnovers, forced 15, and definitely just made things uncomfortable. Coach Kenny Brooks' squad never established a rhythm. Madison Booker and Oldacre, 19 points apiece to lead the way. Taylor Jones and Oldacre have really been one of the best front courts in the SEC in the last few weeks. Taylor Jones puts in 15. Rory Harmon, a fantastic effort defensively, just locking up Georgia Moore, one of the most talented guards in the country. And they continue to roll, man. Texas is really in control of their own destiny right now. And so is South Carolina, man, but the SEC is definitely cooking up, and it's going to be interesting to see how this final stretch of games goes, because Texas still got to play LSU, and that's going to be a big matchup, too, between those two that could decide this conference, potentially, depending on what South Carolina does against their last game against Kentucky. I will say, though, man, UConn better watch out, because South Carolina is absolutely on a mission, and they look like they ready to blow UConn out by a 20-piece. And we've seen UConn not really show up in big games, man, not being able to close out big games against top-ranked teams. So I'll definitely have a preview out for that game, but I just want to say Texas continues to look like one of the top 4 teams in the country, a potential national championship team. They've got size. That front court is playing great basketball. Nobody has an answer for Oldacre on the glass, her blocking shots, getting second chance possessions. Like, you gotta box out on her and keeping her away from the basket. She uses her frame. She gets down low, establishes that position, and it's over for you. She be burying players down in the post, man. So it'll be interesting to see how these two teams finish the season between South Carolina and Texas with the split. Will it come down to a points differential? I don't know. We got to see. There's still several games left, but Texas definitely fired a shot throughout the SEC as well, letting teams know that they are on a different tier than Kentucky, and it don't matter what the rankings is. They don't care about the rankings. They giving spankings, straight up. But y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. We'll have more content coming out about the SEC and around these teams. Holler at me in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel. That is a wrap for us. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, all that good stuff, and join our memberships. We got exclusive content daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Until next time, hey, we out.